Hello and welcome. It's match number 3 of the Super 4 stage in the Asia Cup 2022. India will be taking on Sri Lanka at the Dubai International Stadium. And the update comes that Sri Lanka have won the toss and elected to bowl first in this clash. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the pre-match show of the Super 4 Asia Cup 2022 clash between India and Sri Lanka. I'm your host Damini Basu, joined by my panelists Joydeep Mukherjee and Nishant Jeet Arora. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining. Now,
Thank you.
gentlemen, before I let you people and request you people to give your thoughts, we have a video once again from Boriada, who is at UAE. He is having the time of his life. And can I please request our production team to play the video for our viewers, please?
So it's important for us to get everything right, right from word go. How many views have came like the last one? I mean, it's still a lot of positives because it was a very Hello and welcome. We've changed our location, we've changed our setting. People remain the same, at least some of them. The passion and we are in this restaurant. Come and try. Recommendation, Charu. And do come and try and repeat. But the reason we are here, we are building up that very important match, India v Sri Lanka. You know, my panelists are all here. I'll start with you, Charu, and then go round. Disappointed against Pakistan, but good game of cricket, and you expect things to be much better tonight.
I hope so. And we were quite close. Probably 19th over of Mr. Kumar changed or gave away. But overall, we enjoyed the match. We were in the stadium. And let's hope India wins today.
India in the stadium.
Yes, I'm going today.
Beautiful. So Radhika's brother plays cricket here at a fairly decent level. And she, I'm told by Charu, follows her brother more closely than she follows anything. But she also follows Indian cricket as well. Radhika, of course, you are disappointed. But come on, I mean, tell me, the verification of our sleeps, I find it detestable, right? I mean, a cat draw. Someone can make a mistake. You and I have enormous number of but to
I absolutely with you and an enthusiast. I think this is one of the things that we should really not be doing it because it harms the emotions that evolve around the game. At the end of the day, all of these players, and I can say that because I have players in my home and I've been following it. I've grown up in a house that loves this game. All of them are trying their best. And anybody can make mistakes. We have seen the best of best make mistakes on a bad day. But you just need to take it in your stride and move on. today is another day, and hopefully we'll do a good job. India will stay in the match.
Excellent words. You know, if you're a fan,
Rishabh Pant, but perhaps Rohit Sharma would have
this is
said
what the
the
sentiment
situation
is.
that Rishabh Pant is.
All of India, all of the diaspora is with Arshdeep Singh. Piyush and Ronak are again. I mean, I have cricket fans. Piyush, if I can come to you, I mean, it was a great start. Rohit and and then you can think, okay, Rishabh and Hardik back-to-back wickets. You can think who is over. You can think that drop catch, but fresh day Sri Lanka. India should start with.
Absolutely. I think the way this Indian team is performed over the last not 12 months, but the last 36 to 48 months, I think India should clearly be favorites. And with this current team's mental strength, I don't think this Pakistan loss is going to India from at least a couple of players.
Ronak, Dinesh Karthik or Rishabh?
Dinesh Karthik.
Ratish, you're welcome. Please take a chair. Ratish is restaurant mainly, and like I told you, Charu's recommendation. Ratish has very kindly agreed to give us some of his delicacies. There's a lot of noise. Ratish will give us some of his delicacies to try. So if you are here, please do try and get him to talk about the best dishes of this particular restaurant and which cricketer. Back to you, Ronak. Rishabh or Karthik and
I think it's depend on the team selection and Sri Lankan players what they are playing with. But I think
explain what this is to below camera. What is this?
so. This is our pre-appetizer called unusual. We serve with for all the guests as a starter. As before you start with your appetizer. So that's crackling watermelon. So there is some surprising element also in that. So I want you to first try it, then you will come to know that what is that surprise element. Please go ahead.
All yours. All yours. While Radhika and Ronak and Piyush do it, my 3 points for tonight's clash. One, if you fault either Rohit or Rahul, you're making a mistake because you want the openers to power off. A 28 of a 20 balls or a 16 ball 30 is all
Thank you, Boria, for giving us update from the ground zero. Obviously, Boria is having a great time, Joyda, over there. Not just he's watching good cricket, but the cherry on the cake is that he's having some outstanding food also there. And you can't keep Boria and food away from each other for a very long time. Joyda, I cannot hear you. I think you are mute. So if you can, I
Yeah, is
request
that
you to
better?
unmute. Yeah, now it's first class.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
first class. Uh, Sri Lanka has won the toss, Dada, and they have decided to bowl first, which has been a very, very predictable strategy
Yeah,
by all the teams. And particularly Sri Lanka, I think they fancy themselves to chase anything. Like I have been
yeah,
following their path for last 1 year or so. They are rebuilding their side, and last year in the Dubai World Cup, T20 World Cup, they punched above their weight, surprised many teams with their
yeah,
performances. And after that, I saw some of these players at the Sri Lanka Premier League as well. I was there, and now even in this tournament, after having the first, you know, uh, tough match against Afghanistan, they had two very outstanding games, very inspiring games. So,
yeah.
what is the thing you think India needs to be wary of them while taking them on today?
This is a really important toss because two reasons. One is that the bowling attack will again come under the pump. Okay, since the bowling unit didn't have a great day, Bhuvi didn't have a great day, Arshdeep I thought had a great day, but Bhuvi didn't have a great day, Chahal had a great day, and we know India's made one change. We've got Chahal, we've got Ashwin in
Okay,
for
gentlemen,
no,
I'm back.
yeah.
Thank you.
Nishan just asked me a question. Can I just answer
Yes,
that?
and thank you for carrying on with the show. Please do,
Nishan
Joyita,
just asked
please.
me a question. Can I answer that? Yeah. So, so two reasons. One is that this toss is important because the bowling unit will again come under the pump. And when you've already had one sort of not so good game against a very rival opposition, and then in the very next game you're under the pump again, it's the Super 4 now, so you don't have time to breathe. So this is an important test. And also, there was Roy talking about the dew factor the other day, and probably must be some dew because as this Boria show was going on, I was listening to a little clip, an interview of Rohit's where he says our bowlers need to learn, when the dew is there, what the lines are, what the lengths are, we need to learn. So I was quite surprised because I thought there was no do here, but obviously there was a little bit and it came into play. And secondly, whatever is happening in the beginning. Whatever little bit of jagging around, bounce, pace, everything is in the beginning. So the only good thing is the Sri Lankan fast bowling attack is not a really big and experienced one. They're not like Pakistan. So hopefully our top three will bat for 13, 12, 13 overs. If two of our top three bat for 13 overs, we're done.
Yeah, that's right, Dada.
Damini,
All
all
yours,
yours.
Damini.
Okay, is that all from you, Joyita?
For now. For
Okay,
now.
so I'll take this opportunity to read out the I beg your
I,
pardon?
Damini, I think we have discussed the playing 11. Ashwin, there's only one change in Indian team from the last game. Ravi Bishnoi is not playing, and uh, Ashwin has replaced him. And
I'll
Sri
take
And
this
Lanka, I
Gautam
think
opportunity
Gambhir
to
is
read out
drowning.
the playing 11s of both the Team India and
Damni has gone again, Dada.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting selection, Dada, today, and I think again a very horses for courses policy,
Yeah.
bringing Ashwin in the side, in place of Ravi
Four
Bishnoi,
left-handers.
keeping, yeah, for left-handers, and they also have Deepak Huda to bowl few overs of off spin if
I'm a
needed.
little surprised.
So
You know, Gautam Gambhir has been harping, been watching him about how Chahal is the one who needs to get dropped. See, it was no rocket science that Ashwin's going to come in. With four left-handers, he was always coming in. Who's the guy who's going to get dropped? Now, Gautam Gambhir wanted Chahal to get dropped because he had a poor day. I somehow kind of agree with this one because just one poor game, you cannot drop your number one, spinner or bowler because then in this version, everybody will get tonked around. Then every bowler will think if I have one bad game, then I might not play the next one. You would not want to play this T20 cricket with that mindset because you'll be in a defensive mindset. And as a bowler, if you're in a defensive mindset, you'll get caught out. You have to be aggressive. You have to try and get wickets. The reason India lost the game is because you rightly said we did not pick up wickets when we needed to. Chahal failed that day. Hardik didn't pick up wickets. In the middle, we didn't pick up wickets. So there was no pressure. Whereas we got off to a flyer and they picked up wickets all through, which is why we could not really, reach where we wanted to. Yes, please.
Okay. May I now take this opportunity to read out the playing 11s of both the teams, or both of you have the teams with you already?
No,
We have the
we
teams and
spoke about the
we have
changes.
discussed.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, Nishant, since you have a very wide reach in the social media genre, and you have been a digital producer yourself, you are still. Can I request you to give your thoughts on this very hot topic right now, this burning issue of Arshdeep Singh being unnecessarily ripped apart by social media trolls?
First of all, it's very unfortunate. It should not happen like this. But the problem, you know, the problem with social media, it's that kind of a beast that it needs a troll and a trend every day. So every
Yes.
day, social media needs someone to be trolled and someone to be trended.
Hmm.
That's how that
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
entire media. It's a medium. It's a media. That's why it's called medium, media, whatever you want to call it. It's a social media. It works on that. And unfortunately,
Yes.
people will always pick up someone. You know, the psyche behind it is that in social media, if today I'm talking to you and I want to say something to you on your face, I will be very careful. I will be very mindful of the language I am using, what I am saying,
Yes.
why I am saying, because you have the right to
Yes.
respond. But
Yes.
unfortunately, in social media, everyone gets this liberty to say whatever they want because they
Hmm.
know that the other person will not respond to it. So in
Yes.
this case, Ashdeep or the BCCI will not stoop to that level where they start responding to every message that is said. And then what happens is some boats come in, some mischievous people come in, they try to create an environment around it. But the best thing was the moment it started, a lot of people realized that this is not right. And I was watching whole day yesterday.
Yes.
It started with Harbhajan Singh's tweet because Harbhajan felt it immediately because he's from
Hmm.
Punjab. He could see that why he has been called Khalistani and all that kind of crap. He tweeted about it, and then everyone started rallying around Arshdeep.
Hmm.
But what I feel is, just imagine a state of a 19-year-old boy who has
Hmm.
dropped a catch, which was a sitter, like,
Yes.
and what he must be feeling inside him
Yes.
that, if
Hmm.
that catch would have been taken, India would have won the game. Who knows?
Hmm.
But at the same time, he would be the one who would be most disheartened, most disappointed. On top
Hmm.
of
Hmm.
that,
Hmm.
he will have to go through all of this. I'm sure, hopefully, if he's a smart chap, he won't have opened his phone. He
he's
won't have
laughing.
seen
No,
what's.
no, he's read
Huh.
everything.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
read everything and he's laughing. He's a tough cookie, man.
Yes.
He's from Punjab, the
Yeah,
putar.
yeah,
He actually said it, that I'm laughing at all these trolls. So this
Yeah,
actually
he's
is
a tough cookie.
the sign of a true sports person. He has the power in him to
No,
fight.
and that's and
it's
I,
not
I think
always
that
the
that
sign of a true sportsman. A lot of people succumb to this also. He's a tough
yeah,
guy. He comes
and Damni,
across, he comes across
Dam,
as a very, fun-loving, naive young man. But there's a lot more to it than that, what we see on screen. It's not easy. What he has been through is not easy. And he's new to the game. If you
Yes,
remember, I mean,
absolutely.
Nishant will remember, India-Pakistan game in Mohali in the World Cup, there were 4 sitters that Sachin's Pakistan dropped.
yeah,
Sitters,
Yes.
yeah.
just like this.
वो
But
तो
none of
ऐसा
this
दिन
came.
था वो तो
But
ऐसा
none
दिन
of
था
this
जिस दिन
talk came. None of this talk
yeah,
came because we know where these talks are. So this is what social media does to you. They
and
only sell
also
it because
Dada,
they're
this
asking. If today Rohit had dropped the catch, who's played really well for India for years, itna kuch nahi hota. They always climb on top of a guy who's new or a weak link because पता है कि ये थोड़ा बेचारा है अभी. But
हाँ
ये सभी ये बेचारा को एक्चुअली दादा प्लेयर बना देगा.
देखो एक चीज आप समझो जो आदमी 2020 मैच में पाकिस्तान के अगेंस्ट 7 रन रह जाएं और आखिरी ओवर डाल रहा हो वो मेंटली कितना टफ है ये किसी को बताने की जरूरत नहीं
और वो भी 2 बॉल पहले हारे पहले
हाँ
2 बॉल पे नहीं.
हाँ तो वो कितना मेंटली टफ है बट कभी कभी क्या होता है व्हाट हैपेंस इज दैट द एनवायरनमेंट अराउंड यू your parents watch it, your sister will watch it, your friends will watch it, and then they start getting worried. And sometimes that worry reaches the player or the person who is dealing with that, and sometimes
Yes.
that becomes a little overwhelming. But in his case, he's a Punjabi, तो उसने बटर चिकन ऑर्डर किया होगा, 2 नान खाए होंगे साथ में उसके, और कहा, दफ़ा करो यार, आगे बढ़ो, छड्डो, मिट्टी पाओ। एंड दैट्स हाउ इट शुड बी, मिट्टी पाओ। पंजाबी में मिट्टी पाव होता है, चलो, पुट डस्ट ऑन
Chalo.
इट एंड
And
आगे बढ़ो।
also his immediate group with him.
या
That's what, when you're part of a team, and I've been part of many teams, it's only what the team thinks of you that matters at that time. You're in that bubble.
एंड आई
Because
थिंक ऑल्सो
you will have good days and you will have more bad days than good days. So कोई ना कोई तो टूट पड़ेंगे. It's what your peers think of you, what your group thinks of you, what they feel you're doing, your coach, your assistant coach, your support staff, your teammates, your captain. That's what matters. इनका
And
respect is most important.
और एक चीज मैं आप इसमें ऐड करना चाहूंगा, इट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग व्हिच आई वांट टू ऐड इज, आई हैव बीन टॉकिंग अबाउट मेंटल हेल्थ. So having a mental conditioning coach in the team is a great idea. Now this will work on a day like this very well. The boy is already down. He must be feeling let down. He has let down his team by dropping that catch or whatever emotions he's going through. He has some sound. He has a board. He has someone to go to that person, talk to that person, discuss what he's feeling, and that person will take out all the negative emotions out of his body and make him feel positive. Or in today's day and age where social media has become such a big you accept it as a reality, like it's a reality, it's a modern day reality. दादा सेट 2011 में ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता, 2011 में ये ट्रेंड और ट्रोल भी शुरू नहीं हुए थे।
True, true.
है ना? तो अगर आज की डेट में ये होता तो पाकिस्तान के लिए लिखा जाता है कि सचिन तुमको बोल रहा था भाई मेरा विकेट ले लो, तुम ले क्यों नहीं रहे थे? So that kind of stuff. So I think the way India has rallied around him, it is, the positive side of it is that it is very heartening to see. But from an education perspective, everyone may not be as strong as Arshdeep Singh. So it's very important that players are made aware, more aware of what they need to do, how to deal with things like this, and they will become better. And that is why, what we do on the nets, preparing them for cricket, for their fitness and everything, this is also very important aspect of the game, and this should also be monitored, it should also be managed. And I'm really thankful to the BCCI that they have someone like Paddy Upton in the team who's dealing with these kind of things.
And we are also completely in full support of Arshdeep Singh, and will always stand by our players from any sport. Joyda, I'll come to you. Probably you have discussed it, but I'll raise this topic again. One move by Team India is to bring in experienced spinner Ravichandran Ashwin into the team in place of Ravi Bishnoi. Was it long due?
Damni, I think we have discussed this. So,
You
can
have?
I,
Okay.
can I take over and ask, because the viewers who are watching, they will feel that we are repeating the same question again. Unfortunately,
Okay.
you were not there.
Okay.
Dada, I
Okay.
want to ask you one question. In the last game, I read somewhere that India missed a finisher like Dinesh Karthik. So in this game, will you have taken the chance of again giving a Dinesh Karthik a game in place of either Deepak Huda or Rishabh Pant? What
No,
are
for
your
me,
thoughts?
Rishabh Pant. For me, Rishabh
Okay.
Pant. What we are lacking right now is an experienced guy who's going to take care of the tricky water. Okay, we've got enough slam bang people. Sometimes you need a little bit of an experienced guy, probably not as much of ability as a Pant, but more street smart, more experienced, has seen more of the world, has more options, and a little smarter in cricketing sense. For me, Rishabh Pant is the future, but in T20 cricket, and I say this because in Test match cricket, he's obviously one of the best ever. In fact, the best ever wicketkeeper batsman India has ever produced. He's done things that no other keeper batsman has done. Hundreds in Australia, hundreds in England. Okay, but for me, in T20 cricket, we don't have that one guy at 6'7" who's going to bail you out of a little bit of a tricky corner.
Fair point.
Okay, so gentlemen, we are moments away from the commencement of this important clash between India and Sri Lanka. So let's have matchups and your player of the match. First Joyda, then Nishant.
So, Damini, you were responsible for that loss of India's in the last game because you didn't ask us for matchups.
My goodness, Joyda.
And you didn't ask us for our favorite players also that day. I'm just joking, Damini.
So how does that make
Yes.
me responsible
No,
for that?
because Nishant and I and you couldn't pick our players. And normally when we pick our players, the players do well. Just joking, Damini, just joking, relax. Sometimes it's you need some banter also in the show. Yeah, I think for me it is the top three batting for me today. I think it's very, very important because we know that the Sri Lankan fast bowling is not as potent and experienced as the Pakistanis. So I would expect these three, and I feel that if two out of these top three can bat 12 overs, or one out of these top three can bat 15 overs, we'll win this game. We've got enough in our bag. And for me, the player, I'm not going to say his name because he's had a good one, but he had two quiet games against Pakistan. Ultimately, he's had a really good game against Hong Kong. But as good as he is, he has to keep doing it in the big games against the stronger opposition. So I'm not going to take his name. And I'm going with Ravichandran Ashwin. I love the guy.
Nishant.
My matchup today is very simple. It is Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Arshdeep Singh against the top order of Sri Lanka. I think that will set the tone of this match. And
Okay.
also, I think one of the top three is in for a big innings. I cannot put my finger on it, whether it is KL Rahul, whether it is. I think Rohit Sharma loves Sri Lanka, as far as I
Okay.
remember. And Virat
Yes.
is among the runs. Out of these three,
Yes.
one
Yeah.
of them is going big today.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have our matchups and we have our potential player of the match for this game at least. And I do hope at least this time I'm not responsible if India loses. Uh, so
Remember, every time India wins, me and Joyda are responsible. Every time India loses, you are responsible. It's very simple.
yeah, just like Joyada's childhood friend from America. So this was the
Yeah.
pre-match show, ladies and gentlemen. I was your host Davani Basu, and you were hearing my panelists with their insights, Joydeep Mukherjee and Nishant Jeet Arora. Enjoy a good game of cricket, and we'll meet in the post show. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Damni. Bye bye.